Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we are building a modern beach house, and this was inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest, so I'm going to go on and put that picture up on the screen where you guys can kind of see what I was going for. But this is concept architecture, I think, or like concept art. And anyway, I think that it's like a model, but it just was such a stunning picture to me. I think it's a beautiful house and I wanted to give it a try in The Sims. So originally I was going to build this in Sulani, but to me it had more of a winter feel to it, and since the Sulani world doesn't change at all with the winter season, which bugged me just a little bit because you would think it would change just a little bit, like maybe cloudy skies, maybe like the plants are a little bit like less lively. But anyway, I went to Sulani and I realized that it basically looks exactly the same as it does in the summer. And I didn't want this to be as colorful of a build as Sulani usually kind of gives off with the scenery. So I decided to do this in Windenburg. So I'm on the coast of Windenburg. As you can tell, the little, like the beach is out to the, I think to the right side of this build. But yeah, I decided to give it a go, so I hope you guys like it. I thought, like I said, this was just really beautiful concept architecture to me. I really love the natural wood tones and everything, and it just looks like a perfect little beach house. So I feel like it turned out okay. As you can tell, the object that I'm using for the wood structures is a debug object. It's called, I think it's called wooden plank, to be honest. I think that's what it's called. Usually you can find it if you text search for wood, and so I think it's like one of the wooden planks, but it's a really great item because it doesn't mess with the functionality of anything for your Sims, so you can place it and even if it's in their way they can walk through it or use objects through it. So I decided to use that one. Also, it just has a really nice color to it and looks really natural. So as you can tell, I'm kind of sped up the footage of this build a little bit so you guys wouldn't have to see just the really repetitiveness of me placing this object over and over again. I'm also using the tool mod a lot, which can be really repetitive in builds like this, so I did skip a little bit of footage. But if you guys have any questions or anything, you know, you can always leave them in the comments down below. But I feel like it's pretty easy to kind of tell what I'm doing. Basically, I just wanted to make these, I'm going to call them like pavilions because that's kind of what it reminds me of. But I basically wanted to make these like wooden structures where the wood's layered on top just like it was in the inspiration photo. And I feel like it looked okay. It's not exactly the same as the inspiration photo. There was a lot more. I think there was more floors in the inspiration photo. Like, I think I could have went up another floor, but I'm really glad that I didn't because this ended up being a fairly big build to furnish. So I'm kind of glad that I stuck with 2 floors, but as you can tell, we do have enough of the wood kind of layered on there that I think you can kind of see what I was going for. The screenshots were a little bit hard to take because it was a little bit hard to kind of show off all those little tiny details because it kind of blends in with the flooring and stuff. But I finally did get a screenshot that I was happy with. I hope you guys like the way it turned out. Like I said, functionally it works really well. I did playtest this. I'm not going to say I playtested everything. This was probably, I think this ended up being a 3-bedroom house, but I did playtest like the main areas and the doors and everything. And as far as I remember, everything worked. I usually will fix something if I'm playtesting and it doesn't work, so I'm sure that it's functional. But yeah, we're working on the outside right now, and the concept picture, the concept architecture, it had some plants, but they were very, very simple, and I really liked the look of that. So I wanted to keep that for this build, and I ended up using this like plant that came with the laundry day pack, I'm pretty sure. And then I used the tool mod to kind of push it into the ground. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I think I've had some issues before when I do that, when I place off the gallery, that sometimes if I've used the tool mod to like shove something into the ground level, sometimes I think it places it back above the ground level. I'm not sure. Hopefully that won't be an issue. I actually think it looked okay in the planter boxes too, so hopefully that won't happen, but I didn't actually check that. But yeah, I thought it looked really cool, this particular plant, kind of like just as a regular plant. I thought it looked really nice, so hopefully you guys do too. And for the rest of the landscaping, I basically just pulled debug objects from the get together pack that looked really natural with the surroundings. You can tell I've got some of the rocks that you can kind of see around this lot also, because I just wanted it to look like it blended in with the scenery. And I just wanted it to look really natural and almost like minimalistic. That's how I wanted to decorate the house too. I feel like I maybe cluttered it just a little bit too much for it to be like a minimalist house. But I definitely didn't use as much clutter or as much furniture as I usually feel like I need to. So I do feel like it still has a little bit of a minimalist vibe. But yeah, this is the outside like patio areas, because there was so much of this build that was outside and that was like showing, because we didn't have a roof or anything like that, like a traditional roof. So I wanted to put like patio furniture around, and as you can tell, I'm just using some furniture I think from the Seasons pack. I thought it looked really natural and really, like I said, minimal, and I don't know, I really liked the vibe with this build. And I did include a lot in this. Well, I won't say a lot, but I did include a few like yoga mats and meditation stools, because it just seems like such a peaceful place. I really like this lot in Windenburg anyway. It's such a cool little oceanside place, and I do really love building in Sulani. I usually build in Sulani. If you guys have seen a lot of my videos, especially in the summer, I really like Sulani. But it is also cool to have another kind of beach option, even though it's completely different. It's a completely different like vibe and style and everything. It's really nice to have still another like coastal area. And I think the is it the Brindleton Bay World that has like another like coast area? I'm not sure. I don't have the whatever that pack is. I haven't gotten it yet, but I do want to, because I really like doing beach and coastal builds. So yeah, the interior of this house, I was going for a really laid back vibe. I did use a lot of the island living objects, even though I'm not in Sulani, because I thought they looked really nice. And then that pack has a lot of the like natural wood items or like tones and colors, and so I just thought it looked really nice. And like I said, even on the interior, I was going for a kind of minimalist vibe. As you can tell with the kitchen, I did get a little bit cluttered. I feel really weird now if I don't have something like on top of the kitchen, like the overhead cabinets, which I didn't use. I ended up using the island living shelves for this build. But once I started using something like over the top of the kitchen, it feels really weird if I don't put something over there now. If I leave it empty, it feels really weird. So I feel like the kitchen's pretty cluttered. And at this point, I started feeling like maybe this wasn't just like a straight minimalist house. Also, you probably can see some snow on the floor right now. That was, I think, because of the way that I had the stairwell like up on the top floor. I had it open instead of having it closed into a room. And then I think it just kind of trickled down, like the effect trickled down all throughout the house. But I did change that in the end. I don't know if it's on the video, but I did change it. I ended up just like putting one wall just to enclose that staircase so that the weather wouldn't affect your Sims if you do use this build, because right now it is snowing in the house, which is a little bit frustrating. But you may like have noticed too, I've tried to use a lot of artwork in this build because it did seem kind of very modern, and it seemed like maybe somewhere that someone would have a lot of really pretty artwork and like really classy, kind of like an art collector or an art critic. But I do use a lot of different artwork, and a lot of it is from the City Living pack because it just looked really, like I said, modern and upscale, and I thought it looked really nice. But yeah, this is the second floor, so there's like a little living area here. There's a little living area on the bottom floor along with the kitchen. And then this build has a total of 3 bedrooms for sure. I want to say that it has 3 bathrooms as well, but I'm not 100% sure. I am pretty sure though that it has 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom. But you're only going to see me decorate 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom because it was a lot and they all look really similar. I pretty much, especially with the bathrooms, kept the items exactly the same. I just basically copied them and like put them in the room in whatever way fit. And the bedrooms I did change up a little bit, but for the most part they're pretty much just simple bedrooms. So this is the only one you're going to see me decorate. But yeah, this is basically this house. Like I said, it can live up to 6 Sims because it has 3 bedrooms. And like I said, I didn't playtest everything, but I playtested like the main things like the kitchen and stuff like that. So it should be functional if you guys are interested in it. But yeah, that's basically it for this build. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, thank you for the support, and we will talk again soon. Bye!